Good morning, watch nerds. As usual, welcome to my channel, and welcome to the only review of this watch on YouTube, other than an unboxing where the reviewer doesn't actually say anything. So this is the Wolbrook Douglas Outrider Pro. Now Wolbrook is a resurrected brand, and Douglas is a sister brand. What is nice is that the watches are constructed by hand in France, which for a watch that doesn't cost a fortune is pretty good. And welcome to my unpaid and unsponsored review of the Wolbrook Douglas Outrider. I've never owned a Wolbrook watch in the past, but I've got close on a few occasions. This one was on eBay and it failed to meet the starting bid on an auction a few times, so I made what I considered a reasonable offer to the seller and we agreed a price. It was actually listed as new, but I picked up for a fair bit less than the full retail cost. For prices, I suggest you look on their website, which I'll leave a link to below. Whether or not you consider this to be good value is down to you, but you won't know unless you put up with me for the next 8 minutes or so. Now it arrived in this brown cardboard box, but its real packaging is the really nice canvas travel case. Inside you get a 3-year warranty, which, let's face it, is quite impressive. So let's start with the dimensions, which I believe are very nice for a field watch. The case is 38mm and the lug width is 20mm. The depth is 12mm, which includes a domed Hesselite crystal, and the lug to lug is 46.5mm. On this bracelet, it weighs in at 115 grams after it's been adjusted to fit my 17cm wrist. Now going back to the Hesselite crystal, this is a nice touch for a watch that's got a retro feel, but of course it will scratch easily, and that's where the Polywatch comes in. And this is my watch of the day. It's the X-Style Mini Turtle. So what's inside this watch that allows you to tell the time? Well, despite the sweeping second hand, it's not mechanical. It's the Seiko VH60 megaquartz movement. Now it ticks away at 4 times a second, alleviating the stress some people get from the second hand not hitting the markers. As well as that, it's going to be very accurate and it should be very reliable. Now the battery life is only about 2 years, but changing a battery only takes a few minutes and it's only going to cost you a few quid. The 6.5mm screw down crown is signed and, as expected, operates the watch perfectly. Engagement is actually buttery smooth, and when screwing it down it feels like a luxury watch. The case is quite simple and utilitarian, but being a field watch I suppose that's what you would expect. It's finely brushed, it's nicely shaped, and it's got drilled lugs. Now this is what it looks like on the back of my wrist. Turn it over and you can see the screw down case back, which helps with its claimed 120 metres of water resistance. Well, I suppose that proves it must have been pressure tested though. It's fully brushed and it's got some basic information engraved around the sides. In my opinion, the case back's in keeping with the rest of the watch. The watch comes in 3 different colours: black, green and this desert sand. To be honest, this is the only colour I would have been interested in though, because I think it suits the watch brilliantly. The dial is actually quite detailed, and all the indices are painted on with the 3, 6, 9 and 12 painted in C3 Super Lumen over, but the rest are in black, although there are lume dots above them. There's a minute track on the outer part of the dial, with numerals in 5-minute increments below the main indices. The sub-dial is just a 24-hour clock, which isn't really necessary, but it does add to the aesthetics. Under the 12 o'clock it reads Douglas, which is the only piece of script. Now the minute and the second hand are of the hour variety, whereas the hour hand is actually a stick, which I think is good definition, and they're all nicely loomed. Wolbrook have applied 7 layers of C3 lume, so let's have a look at it. The Jubilee bracelet tapers down from 20mm to 16mm, then back up to 17mm for the clasp. Now the solid end links fit nicely to the lugs, and it's got the added bonus of quick release spring bars, and that's in addition to the aforementioned drilled lugs. Now adjustment is made by removing and adding push pins. which is a bit disappointing, but certainly not a major factor. After all, Seiko and Tissot use the same system, and they cost an awful lot more. Anyway, I think this could be a bit of a strap monster. So let's have a fashion show. Now I really like this clasp. Now structurally it's nothing special. Although it is milled, it's got 5 micro adjustments and it's got double pushers. But what I really like is this striping and the Wolbrook logo. So what do I think of the Wolbrook Douglas Outrider Pro? Now if I'm being picky, I would probably have preferred a sapphire crystal and paid a little bit more. And screw pins for the bracelet would have been nice as well. Other than that, it's quite hard to fault. Okay, some people only want mechanical movements, but I believe all enthusiasts shouldn't turn their backs on quartz, especially mega quartz. I also believe this is an attractive field watch with nice dimensions and a decent spec for the price. And the very fact it's hand assembled in Europe and it doesn't cost a fortune is quite impressive, even if it is France. But would I recommend one? You know what, I think I would. That brings me to the end of this review, so if you've enjoyed it, please click on the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave your comments below, and enjoy the rest of your day.